Cosmic Girl 101 signing on for the Taurus Rising March 2024 astrology video. So in this video, the topics we're going to be discussing for the month is the Sun, the moons, our personal planets being Venus, Mars and Mercury. As we enter into the month of March 2024, Taurus rising, the Sun continues transiting in your 11th house. So the 11th house topics are lit up, or is this where you're having a lot of energy, a lot of vitality, and a lot of drive and purpose in the 11th house, which is about your friendships. This is the house of benefactors, people that benefit you, and also your dreams and aspirations, groups and societies that you are connected with. So as we open up the month of March, this is still highlighted for you as a Taurus rising. You're really connected with community here, and there's a lot of action and a lot of optimism regarding these 11th house topics. On the 19th of March, we see that Sun leaving your 11th house and ingressing into the sign of Aries for the next 4 weeks. And this is your 12th house now lit up. On the 19th, this is also the beginning of the spring equinox for the Northern Hemisphere and the autumn equinox for the Southern Hemisphere. It too is the beginning of the astrological year. Now, the Sun is exalted in the sign of Aries. It can do its thing quite organically, which is shine, have a lot of energy and vitality. So where there's energy, vitality, and a lot of illumination going on in your 12th house for the next 4 weeks, Taurus rising, this is where you're directed. So it'd be really hard to brush things behind curtains or under carpets. It's sort of like it's on show, it's obvious here. Things behind the scenes that have been going on for some time. Hidden enemies can be illuminated. So if you felt like there's people that have been undermining you, or you're feeling like you're a bit off with friendships, this is where you could be illuminated that you're on the right track in regards to suspicion, or again, just hidden enemies coming out into the light, and they're revealed to you, so you can have some sort of cathartic releasing or letting go of people that you thought were beneficial to you, but actually not. This is also a house that has to do with, again, things that have been going on behind the scenes. So we spend a lot of time by ourselves and spending time in retreat, be it physical retreats, metaphorical retreats, dipping into our spiritual side, our psychology. So a place of self-undoing, and a place where we go to retreats, hospitals, spending time behind the scenes. So this could be going on in the next 4 weeks for you as a Taurus rising. This house is illuminated. Like I said, it's a lot of vibrancy here because it's exalted in your 12th house for the next 4 weeks. So now on to the lunations for the month. So for everyone, it's a big month when it comes to lunations because we're in eclipse season. On the 10th of March for you, Taurus rising, we've got a new moon occurring in Pisces, which is your 11th house of benefactors, people that are of benefit to you in regards to your public image, career, and how you're seen and known in the world. So people come in and give you a boost or a lift. Friendships, groups, societies, dreams, aspirations are all on the table when there's a new moon occurring on the 10th here. So what begins here blooms or busts come the full moon in Pisces on September 17, 2024, because it's a full moon lunar eclipse in the sign of Pisces. So this day is significant for everybody, but for you in that 11th house, if you're beginning something new with an organization or a friendship or a collaborator that it almost seems like a benefit to you in regards to your career or public image or how you're seen and known in the world, could be quite fortuitous come the 17th of September this year, or maybe eclipsed out of your experience. On the 25th of this month, we have that full moon lunar eclipse occurring in the sign of Libra, which is your 6th house. The South Node is currently transiting in the sign of Libra as well. So the South Node is things that are familiar to us. We're comfortable here. So for you in the 6th house, you could have something that now is being highlighted regarding your health, your everyday daily routines. It also has to do with your employment, co-workers, pets, things that you do in service for other people. So something could be eclipsed out, so you could possibly end a contract regarding work, or end something that you do for other people, something of a service that you provide. You might just go, I'm done, or it could be eclipsed out of your life that's not in your control, because eclipses can be abrupt. It could also have you, again, just your health is highlighted here in that 6th house. So a full moon lunar eclipse occurring also where the South Node is transiting. Something's trying to naturally graduate from your experience here. So try not to white knuckle anything on this day. Let it be and let go with grace, and know that something better is trying to come into your experience. So now let's talk about our personal planets. Well, Mars, he rules your 12th house and 7th house, because Mars rules Aries, and Mars also rules the sign of Scorpio as well as Pluto. Mars, opening up the month of March, is transiting in Aquarius and has been there since the 13th of February, which is your 10th house. Mars in the 10th house can see you feverishly, really aiming for the sky when it comes to your career and how you're seen and known in the world. Could be very driven to take some risks or be quite strategic with Mars in that 10th house transiting here. You could also have significant abrupt changes or just conflict or cutting away from people regarding your career or how you're seen and known in the world. So it could be a little bit of a time where you might be saying, I'm done, I'm over a certain aspect of your public image, or something that you do with your employment is highlighted here with that Mars that can be quite fiery. On the 9th, we see Mars squaring Uranus in Taurus, so your 10th and 1st house in a square aspect. So this does look like a bit of a day that you might want to circle in the calendar, because you might be struggling with a public image. Your health could be affecting your career, or just feeling like you should be, basically kicking goals when it comes to your career, and people might be seeing you in a different light that might be disruptive, or there could be a sudden change occurring on this day that throws you off course. Regarding your physical health, your actual body, and possibly being in conflict with your work and career. Now, Mars is fairly quiet this month, and on the 22nd, we see Mars leaving the 10th house and ingressing into the sign of Pisces, which is your 11th house, until April 30, 2024. Now, Mars is in detriment here in Pisces, so it doesn't have a lot of guts and glory and bravado and grit that it normally would. It's sort of taking a retreat in the sign of Pisces. It doesn't have the energy level. So Mars in Pisces in your 11th could see you having a time where you just feel like you want to get creative with connections with friendships and groups and societies, and just thinking about the creative flow, feeling more connected, but not really driven to make any massive changes yet. You're just sort of feeling out the waters here when you have Mars ingressing into Pisces in your 11th house. So you could be doing some behind the scenes activities with friends, or taking some time out from friendships. It's an interesting transit here when you have Mars ingressing into your 11th house in detriment in the sign of Pisces. Now let's discuss your personal planet, Venus, as a Taurus rising. Venus is your ruling planet. Opening up the month, Venus continues her transit through the 10th house, and this is Aquarius. So Venus in the 10th sees you very much associated with your career and how you're seen and known in the world, your public image. So Venus transiting here could have you spending money on the world stage, like literally you could be traveling and spending money through travel. You could also be doing a lot of investing in your career, or just career and finances is highlighted here with this transit, thinking seriously about your finances that are affecting you in the first house, being your ruling planet. On the 3rd of March, we see Venus squaring Uranus and Taurus, so your 10th and first house in a square contention. Could be a sudden change in your work or career. Finances could be a financial change that affects you head on, as Venus, again, being your ruling planet in the first house. This also could just see maybe a sudden change regarding your energy level, how you're seen, or just your vitality with your physical body. Could be really, you could be tired and just feeling like, I just want to check out on this day. So yeah, forewarned is forearmed. The 3rd could be a day of signification for you as a Taurus rising, because it's a square from your 10th to your first house. On the 11th, we see Venus ingressing into the sign of Pisces. Pisces is Venus's exaltation sign, and this happens to be your 11th house until the 5th of April 2024. Venus in Pisces in the 11th looks delicious for doing things behind the scenes, quietly creative something, and building something with other people or friends. Just really getting quite inspired about your dreams and goals for the future, putting pen to paper, art, music, just really enjoying this transit. I think you're going to have a great time with Venus ingressing into the 11th house, the house of Jupiter's joy in ancient astrology. So this occurs until the 5th of April, so you'll probably really notice that there's a lot of harmony and unity regarding you and your friends, just really enjoying different societies and groups when you're having this transit, Taurus rising. On the 21st, we see Venus conjuncting Saturn in Pisces in the 11th house, so you could be cementing a lucrative deal with a benefactor that improves your employment situation, career, something that you do that is public, could be quite auspicious on this day, something long term that's going to be quite beneficial for you. Could also see you, developing a long-term new friendship, or friendships just really developing and changing that are quite good and long-standing for you. Also, a dream or a goal that you've been wanting to accomplish for some time could actually come to pass, because that Saturn takes time. So it could be the breakthrough moment where what you've been wanting actually occurs. On the 24th, we see Venus sextiling Jupiter in Taurus. This is great. The two benefics being Venus and Jupiter in a sextile aspect from your 11th house to your first house could see a massive expansion or something quite optimistic occurring with a dream or an aspiration that really sees you changing something. Friendships or an investment from the past could be coming through, really affecting you with a group or societies. It's like you've been investing in something for a long time and it comes to fruition now. This is a really easy transit that's so Jupiterian, Venusian, that it's really quite beneficial to you. Again, a lucky break with a benefactor that really assists your public image and how you're seen and known in the world. Circle this date for sure. Venus rules your first house and your 6th house of work, service, and daily routines, health, and pets. So there could be some changes going on there that are quite beneficial, especially your career. 6th house and 10th house lit up here. On the 28th, we see Venus sextiling Uranus in Taurus, so your 1st and 11th house again. So a sudden breakthroughs or something changing or shifting that improves you regarding how you connect with others that are of benefit to you, friends or people in high places, shall we say, societal groups that are quite beneficial to you. So again, this on the 28th is a day to be circled in the calendar for the month of March for Taurus rising. Looks really nice. Now on to personal planet Mercury. Now Mercury for you, Taurus rising, rules your 2nd house and your 5th house. Opening up the month of March, Mercury continues his transit through Pisces in the 11th house in its detriment. So it's not really operating organically here. It's getting a little bit lost. The data, communication, details might be illusory or just not available at this time when it comes to Mercury transiting in Pisces. And this is for everybody. On the 4th of March, we see Mercury sextiling Uranus in Taurus, so your 11th and 1st house connection. So when we've got Mercury in a sextile to Uranus, this could be great for communication that finally lands, a return of finances, friendships coming back on board, benefactors being more available that give you assistance in regards to, your vitality. So I would expect that this is a great day to circle in the calendar, the 4th of March. On the 8th, we see Mercury conjuncting Neptune in your 11th house. So this could see a creative breakthrough with a group or a friend, and something beneficial comes through here that feels almost as if it's been a long time coming and it hasn't been real until this day. So I like the day of the 8th of March for Taurus rising, because it's your 11th house of benefactors, groups and societies, organizations, connections, dreams and aspirations. There's something long-term that's been working with others or you've been dreaming about actually comes to pass. It's like you get the grant, you get the green light from a benefactor helping your finances and helping you get the details and data to make something concrete that really benefits your career, public image, and how you're seen and known in the world. That really does affect you. On the 9th, we see Mercury leaving the 11th and ingressing into the sign of Aries, your 12th house, until May 15 of 2024. It is a longer transit for Mercury in a particular sign, and the sign of Aries being your 12th house is simply because Mercury does have a retrograde. Now, Mercury in the 12th, very, very much aware of your spending habits, might be something that's highlighted here. Is what you're spending money on behind the scenes, or a financial situation that's possibly bringing you undone and weighing you down. Could also be having a lot of communication from the other side. So if you're into esotericism, spiritual work, you could be connecting and really getting some nice spiritual downloads and communication from the other side if you're so inclined, Taurus rising. Mercury in the 12th could see you spending money on rehabilitation. Could also have you really your mind quite busy and quite overrun, or possibly feeling combative with the mind, like struggling to think clearly when it comes to strategies or overcoming things that are, possibly weighing you down or self-undoing. So trying to build new strategies and looking at your finances and mental health when you've got that Mercury ingressing into Aries. On the 10th, we see Mercury sextiling Pluto in Aquarius. So this is your 10th house and your 12th house connection. So when we've got Mercury sextiling Pluto, a long-term connection that affects your career or your public image, something that you do on the world stage, how you're seen and known by the public, could be quite Plutonian and beneficial, because it seems like it's something that's been going on from behind the scenes, like a lot of work and energy has been put into something behind the scenes that now gets public recognition. I'd be circling this date as a Taurus rising on the 10th for something that's been going on creatively, or you've been working diligently on behind the scenes, has its moment in the spotlight, your 10th house, on the 10th of March 2024. Cosmic Girl 101 signing off. I thank you, Taurus rising, for watching this video, and I will catch you next month.